Tutorial on how I made Goob. So first I started off with a square piece of cardboard to trace onto these things to make the square thing, and then I folded them and felted it. Made sure I curved it in so it looked clean when I glued it all together. Then I glued it all together and tried making the torso by rolling up a piece of cardboard. Make sure you glue while you're folding it. I couldn't do it on camera, so this would just look like. And then felting it, I ended up just rolling it up and then folding in the edges by cutting it down a little. And then I needed a piece to cover up the cardboard piece. And then I made the eyes, and I was making the hair fluffs out of thin cardboard. Then I felted them all. After that, I want to make like the chest fluffs, and so I just used a long piece and made sure it went all the way around and cut it to the right way where it looks. After that, I needed to make the arms, and so I used shoelaces and just cut it to the appropriate amount that I thought fit. After that, I was making the arms by crumpling up paper. I didn't use that much paper, but that's how it ended up looking. Then I used the legs by rolling up a piece of cardboard. It ended up being too long, so I had to just cut it in half instead of using two pieces. And then I glued it all together. After that, I needed to felt them. I started off with felting the legs and just did it kind of with the same way I did the torso. After that, I made like the cheek fluffs, if that makes sense, where the freckles go. Next, I need to felt these little arms, hand things. They were kind of hard to felt, but I just rolled it up and then put an extra piece of felt on the top. Next, I need to make the nails, so I used thin cardboard and just cut it out into triangles. Next, I glued all on the same things that all had the same color. Next, I needed to paint it, so I separated them by what colors I needed to paint and just used this as a reference. That's how it looked at the end, but here's a little tip I used for when I'm painting. I like to add water to my paint or water to the thing to make it look fluffy instead of like stuck, and it moves easier that way. Mixing paint. This is how it looks with the clay eyes that I used and the clay thing. I didn't have to paint them, I just painted the clay. This is how it looks at the end. I added yarn to all of it to make sure it moved clear. Anyways, thank you so much. Bye bye.